Hi guys, there's been questions on how I did these P10 matrix. I don't think it's very complicated, the process that I used. I know there's better ways out there. I know there's different materials. I know there's lighter methods, but like a lot of us, I tend to over-engineer things so that I can use them year after year after year after year. So here's what we did. The first thing, the P10 matrix itself, go ahead and put it together. I use the Boisco, or however it's pronounced, plates. You get them like this, but you see here at the bottom, I'll show you in a minute why. These are about 3/4 inch long, the little tab that hangs over the end. You only need about 1/4 inch for this method, so I just slice these off with the saw so that they're only, like I said, about 1/4 inch over the edge. Now, why do I do that? The whole frame, of which my matrix are made out of, are 3/4 inch 1x4s. So the actual width's about 3.5 inches. Using a saw, a router, whatever you want, I just made a channel in it so that the P10 matrix panels with the plate on it, here you go, with the plate on it, fit into that channel. Now, if you are using these plates all the way around and you have a groove all the way around, that will securely lock your panel into the wooden frame. So now once that panel or the P10s are in there and you're all the way around, and notice here that the bottom and the top overlap the sides. The sides are the exact height of the P10 matrix. I just did that. They're tied together with Craig pocket screws. You can use a method of just drilling it through the bottom and running in some screws, but I like pocket screws. Since I had it, I used it. So now we basically, at this point, we have the P10 matrix locked into our wooden frame that's all the way around. That's not very waterproof. The front's exposed, the back's exposed. Your power supplies in here, there's enough depth for them, are in here, they're exposed. So how do we handle that? I'm gonna take that out for a second. I used regular flashing material. You can get it 24 inches wide, you can get it 12 inches wide. It's just aluminum painted, comes in rolls. You can cut it with a pair of shears, or you can use a razor blade. But I bent this up. There's different methods of bending it, with wrapping it around one of these boards and just folding up the edges if you want. That's the most basic way. Or you can use a brake. But what you want to do is you want to put a couple of slices in the end. And what this is for is so that you can actually wrap this around the bottom. And this is the width of this bend is the exact width of the wood. Now I can just take this and I can bend these little sides up. And I've just basically wrapped the bottom now in aluminum. So now that's in place. So now our bottom, at least, is somewhat weather resistant. If you want to throw some caulk in here, you can. You don't need to secure this yet. I'll show you what I did next. Then what you do is on the front side, I'll spin this around, you want to take double-sided tape. And this can be any type of, I use 3M double-sided tape. It's gray here, but I run it along the bottom, just along the bottom edge. Trim it off whatever length you need. That is so that you can take, this is 3/16 inch acrylic that wraps the whole front of the matrix. So double-sided tape along the bottom, acrylic goes on. It's designed to lap over the sides of the frame. So that you can see it's clear there. There you go. Wraps around the side. The double-sided tape holds it on the bottom. And the idea is that as rain hits this acrylic panel and runs down the front, it's going to run right off the front edge. It's not going to hit anything else. So now we basically have the acrylic on the matrix panel with the wood all in place. So how do we handle the top, the sides, and everything else? Well, more aluminum that we're going to wrap in place. We're now going to a little bit wider material now that overlaps the acrylic on the front. It's also wrapping around the back. Now, I'm going to take this out of here for now. You guys get the idea. The P10's in there. The back of the matrix is made out of this fiberglass, resin, rubberized shower enclosure material. It's very flexible, but it is definitely a fiberglass material. It's textured on one side, smooth on the other. You can get it at most home centers. This is one that I cut out for a vent, but that's going to end up being in the back here. It's going to go on just like the acrylic on the front. It's overlapping the bottom there, so that when you're all done, you're going to have a sandwich of acrylic, the frame, and then this back material. Now, how do I, so now we have the back, the front, and the sides protected. How do we handle the top? We need a roof on it. Well, all you're going to do is take another piece of aluminum. You're going to make a hat for it. And so you can see how I bent this. Fit this on, get it the length you need. Whatever your width is, you notch the sides. Now you can take it, put it back on, and you're going to fold the ears under the sides. And bend it around. When this is all tied together and screwed together, it's a lot easier to bend this stuff. So now we have a hat. It runs over the side, it runs down the side of the aluminum off. The front's the same way with the acrylic. Comes over the front, hits the acrylic, runs down because of the, it's not secure down here on the face. It's double-sided tape. It just runs down. So here's one of the matrix. I think this is the donation sign that I showed. You can see the top here. I got a hole I need to fill in, but you can see that I've overlapped. I put a couple screws down the side. I secured the bottom through the side so that the bottom piece of aluminum and the side piece of aluminum are all fastened together at the same time. Here's the double-sided tape. It's gray, so as it runs down, the rain runs down, it just runs right off the edge. If you have a power supply inside, you're going to need to vent it. So here's the back of the panel, and you can see here I just used a crawl space vent. I cut it the same size as the louvers all the way around, and then I cut a slit in the side here so that I can bring the bottom edge back out. Everything is pop riveted into place, siliconed, so it's tight. There's silicone underneath this edge. This is the only place you really have a chance of water getting in, but because of the fold, water should just run right off without any problems. So that's how I built the enclosures for all of my P10 panels. The big 16-foot panel that I made, that's actually a plain down 2x4 on the top and on the bottom to about 1 inch thick. Before I put on the back panel, this white fiberglass material, I ended up running 3/4 inch plywood all the way down it from one end to the other, just to stiffen the whole thing. And it worked great. So if you have cables coming out, all I did is just drilled a 1/2 inch screw, ran my cables through. This one I still need to caulk still, but a slot here allows me to get the cables up, run some caulk around the hole, run some caulk down the slot. Everything's done. So hope this hope this video helps you guys. If you have more questions to the process, post them, and I'll answer them the best that I can. Good luck with everybody's Christmas this year. Thanks.